Hey everyone, welcome to the Guitar Log. As always, we're glad to bring you a look at some of the guitars that are out there from a real world perspective. No fancy studio, no pro player for that matter. But what we're going to be doing is taking a look today at a guitar that I've picked up recently. Love it, and it's a fantastic instrument. Picked it up at the Franklin Guitar Show in near Nashville, Tennessee, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that too. And thanks to all who came out and saw us there at the Guitar Logs booth. But we're going to be looking today at a beauty, a brand new, well, about a year old, Slash Gibson J-45. Today here on the Guitar Log. Hey everyone, before I really delve into today's guitar review, I want to share with you a little bit about where I got the guitar. This show is always a joy to attend. I've always gone as a spectator in the past, like many of these people in this huge hall, but this year I decided to go ahead and set up a booth, and it was a blast. Got to meet some great people, see some great guitars, meet some great players. Just incredible how many guitars were in this place, and everything from bursts to Squire Strats. You never knew what you were going to see. Got to hang out with my buddies JM and Bob, who went along with me to check out the guitars and everything, and meet some great YouTubers. Got to see old friend Zach from Ask Zach, great channel there. Just a great event, and if you're ever in the area in March, go to it. All right, so the black case kind of sets it off. I'm so used to a brown Gibson case. This is their new style case, though, with these larger latches, which I kind of like. They seem like they're, I don't know, seem like they'll probably last well, but I guess only time will tell. The black case, you got to think that's something Slash wanted when he had this model put out. This is the Gibson Slash J-45 in a beautiful November burst finish. Obviously, that is in tribute to the November Rain guitar. If you've seen that video, it's a 59 Les Paul that used to belong to Joe Perry, and Slash gave it back to Joe for his birthday a few years later. But beautiful guitar, and one of my all-time favorites, favorite song even. But this is the November burst, meant to emulate that type of tobacco sunburst, I guess. And this guitar is just fantastic. First thing you'll notice, there's no pick guard on it, right? And no pick guard is not a bad thing. I think it lets the top reverberate a little bit more. You're not deadening it at all. Traditional style bridge with white pins. You've got your typical dot inlays. You've got Slash's signature up here on the headstock and a black nut, which is kind of a nice touch, you know, more of a slashy type thing. Set of Grovers on it with the Gibson logo there. The Slash truss rod cover, actually, you don't have to keep. There's a blank one in the case. I thought that was a nice touch for people who don't want to just have another person's name on there. I don't mind because I'm a huge fan of Slash. It's not your, it's a pretty, bare bones approach to guitar in a lot of ways, a J-45, but man, they sound phenomenal. This one also, I don't know if this will come out in the video, but it has some really nice, try to get this a little bit darker maybe, a really nice wood grain, but it's hard to see because it is such a dark finish, but man, it's pretty. And on the back, you also have Slash's Scully logo, which the man himself, he drew that out and, did his thing with it. Set the set of Grovers, obviously. You get some case candy here as well. Let me set the guitar to the side so you can see what comes in this wonderful black case. But you've got a few things here. My capo doesn't come with it, nor do these humidipacks. But you get your blank truss rod cover, which is great for those who don't want to have Slash's name up there on their headstock. Don't know why. He's awesome. And then a pick guard to add to it. They just didn't put them on. I guess that was Slash's preference. You get a little kit with a cleaning rag, truss rod tool, an extra button, I guess, if you didn't want a pickup in it. The pickup, by the way, and of course a little COA. The pickup, by the way, is a great pickup. It's a Baggs VTC pickup, and that thing sounds great. Really impressed by that. When I plugged it up, it's got a volume and a tone control, so you get a little bit more, that you can do if you need to adjust it at a gig. But there it is, Slash J-45. Let's pick it up, play it, let you hear how it sounds. All right, everybody, here we are with the Gibson Slash J-45 from 2023. Again, this guitar is a great sounding guitar. I almost wonder if not having the pick guard just opens it up a little bit more. Anytime you put something on the top of a guitar, it's going to potentially muffle the sound a little bit. So I can't say I've ever noticed that as a problem with Gibsons I've had, but at the same time, you never know. But this thing sounds really open, and you'll hear that when I start strumming it. The neck is a little bit bigger neck. It's a C shape, but it's got a 16-inch radius, so it's a little flatter, but man, it makes it easy to play, you know, when you get down here. Great guitar, but set of Grovers on it, you know, holds tune well. You got the little Slash Scully on the back, like I mentioned earlier. And the pickup is a Seymour, or not Seymour Duncan, that would be for the electric Slash models. This is a Baggs VTC, and it sounds great. It's got a tone control as well as a volume control, so it's nice when you have that tone control. If you show up somewhere and it's a little too dark or a little too bright sounding, you don't have to rely 100% on the sound guy. You can get a little bit of tone shaping right at the guitar, which is nice. But this guitar, again, plays like a dream as well. I like how it's got a black nut. That's a little more of a Slash feature. But honestly, I mean, you know, there's not much that would separate it from what you usually think of when you think of a J-45, except for the missing pick guard, Slash's name here on the truss rod cover, which can be removed. And on the back, you've got, like I say, his little drawing of the top-hatted skull guy. So that is what you've got. And I'll tell you what, the back, you can't really see it probably on this video. I'll try to get a better shot of it. But it's got a nice wood grain to it. It's just really, really dark, so it's beautiful. But let's give it a shot. We're gonna start strumming with a pick. I'll do a little bit of finger style playing, and you know, I'm not very good at that, but I'll do it anyway. And we'll also you know, play some lead lines and let you hear how it projects with that. Well, let's start off just strumming a big open G chord, and you hear how it rings. Sound really odd for me to say this about a Slash signature model guitar. I think bluegrass guys would love this guitar because it just has that big boomy cannon type of volume, and it's got that big open ringing sound that I love. But I think bluegrass guys might actually like this guitar if they ever gave it a shot. So let's try a little more strumming. try it. So there you go. You have the 2023 Gibson Slash J-45. I'm telling you, it plays like a dream. You know, these are going to cost you a little more than a standard J-45. Is it worth it? It depends. I got a great deal on this one, so it was definitely worth it to me and the deal that I worked out for it. But for you, it's going to just depend. I mean, if you're buying it just to have Slash's signature on it, I don't know, maybe find a way to order a J-45 with no pick guard from Gibson. I mean, whatever you want to do. The neck is a little different, but I do love the neck on it. It reminds me a lot of my 59 reissue Les Paul for some reason. It's big, but it's not so big that it's not comfortable. It's comfortable, it's in your hand, but it's not tiny and thin, which I like thin necks, I like big necks, I like all points in between. I used to like only the thin necks, but I'm growing more and more fond of larger and medium-sized necks. But again, this guitar sounds like a dream, plays like a dream. Go check one out. Again, always, we thank you for watching us here on the Guitar Log. This is just a guy plugging his guitars away, you know, to keep a log of them. That's what this video channel was all started for, but hopefully it helps you out in your pursuit of tone. You get to hear some things from a real world person's perspective, not some pro player, not some guy with a great studio rig. This is me with an iPhone, so you can get a chance to hear it in the room. And like I say, leave a comment. Tell us about your J-45 or what you like or don't like about a certain model. We love to talk guitars here, so we're always happy to do that. And for those of you that were at the Nashville Guitar Show, the Franklin Guitar Show, the Amigos Guitar Show, thanks so much if you stopped by the booth. I know it was great to meet some people that I've known online for years, and I got to meet them in person, like Joel Ostrom, great guy from Canada, great player. Jeremy Coate, great to meet you as well, Jeremy, and some other folks who came by and saw us. And if you picked up a guitar from us, we really appreciate that too. You know, like I say, it's a great thing to have a community of friends around this 6-string instrument. So thanks for joining us. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you the next time on here on the Guitar Log.